So I actually did a site visit and I saw the home. It was really beautifully done. It was nicely renovated.
Yep.
They had a grand piano in the living room. I loved it.
Yeah.
And
Do you know how to play?
Yeah, do re mi, yeah, sure.
I don't know.
I was thinking maybe I should try playing the piano in the home tour video, and then I was like, nah.
It's been some time since I'm at the studio because things are getting quite crazy at JNA Real Estate. But you know what? I'm happy to be back for another episode of Locked It with
Yes, and we have a rare Pokemon today.
Jerralyn Satrio. Oh no, that's me, right? You're talking about. Okay, so today we'll be talking a little bit more about how we actually sold a 4-bedroom listing at Normanton Park. And the previous one that we did, I think, was a 5-bedroom at Normanton Park. And wow, the response and the results that we got was quite crazy. So if you're wondering, if you're new to the Locked It channel, you're wondering why you're watching this, right? The reason why you're watching this is because we want to focus on 2 groups of people. Number one, if you are a home seller, wondering why your home cannot sell, why you feel that you already priced your property so well but it can't be sold, we hope that this video gives you some inspiration and give you some things that you can work on your listing. And number 2, if let's say you're a realtor and you're wondering, hey, why until now I can't sell my listing? I've been stuck for so long. You know, the debts are piling up. Your kids are crying at home without milk powder. Hint, hint. You know, you're wondering why I can't sell my owner's listing, right? We hope that this gives you some hope, some inspiration, and most importantly, gives you some handlebars to hold on to so that you know how to sell your owner's home effectively, okay? So before we go into the customary and before we talk about, you know, how we sold this 4-bedroom listing at top price, record-breaking price again, if you want to scan the QR code, you can just fish out your phone now, scan the QR code below, because this QR code over here is going to give you an actual valuation of your house. It's not SRX, Prop Guru, or any valuation, but it's an in-house JNE valuation where we're going to share with you exactly how much you can price your home for maximum profits, okay? So you can just scan the QR code here and have a non-obligatory free consultation with our listing team, right? We have done close to, I think last year we did about 1,000 plus transactions. Yep. So I think with that kind of experience, we are able to give you just a couple of cents, right, to help you with the sale of your property, okay? So today, without further ado, let's talk to Jerralyn. And, you know, this is a 4-bedroom listing at Normanton Park.
Yes.
And we know one thing for a fact is that there were plenty of listings, 4-bedroom listings that were for sale. We sold it at top price. I don't know how. And the previous time when we sold a 5-bedroom, it was also at record-breaking prices. So tell me a little bit more about this listing. How big is this listing? How did the owner reach out to us? What was done to the listing? Was it a fresh listing? Was it not a fresh listing? And so many things, right? Okay, let's just start. Let's just start with, tell me a little bit more about this listing first.
Yes, most importantly, it was a fresh listing. It wasn't a listing that's stuck or stagnant on the market.
Yes, a lot of times we get stagnant listings.
So we have been shouting out saying, you know what, don't send us listings that have been stagnant. So this owner reached out and told us, don't worry, this is a fresh listing. It's not stuck on the market. He said, I know you have been saying that you're selling hard listings that's hard to move, but don't worry, this is a fresh listing. It's not on the market yet. So yeah, really interestingly, this owner have been watching us since we started.
Oh, this is like 7 years.
Yes, like all the videos that we have launched at the beginning. Those
are so embarrassing.
They have seen us through the journey.
Thank you.
And I mean, it's really nice to meet owners like this because they have seen us grow so much, right?
Yeah.
And how we actually reached out to us was because we were marketing a 5-bedroom listing at Normanton Park back in around Q3 last year.
Yeah.
And he saw that video. By that time, his SSD hasn't passed yet. Yeah. So at that time, he was trying to test out his listing. But it was only on the market for like maybe 1 month. And then he took it off. And around late last year, we were actually throwing out mailers to Normanton Park. And the owner actually saw our flyer and decided to reach out to us because of the record-breaking transaction that we did for the 5-bedroom.
Lovely.
So he reached out to us.
Very bad hair day for me in the video.
But bad hair day, he had like a Kim Jong-un hair, like this. Maybe we can add a screenshot of his hair right here.
But I did my best in that video.
But that video did really well. We had like 20k views.
Yeah, without
And that unit itself was also marketed by another agent before. And then we took over and we sold it within 3 weeks at record price.
Beautiful.
And then now this owner reached out to us saying that he has a listing that he wants to sell because his SSD has already passed. Yeah. And they were looking to, move on to retirement already.
Yes. Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that we just want to clarify about what's the reason why you should not call us if it's not a fresh listing. You can call us if your listing is stagnated, okay? You please call us, right? But the reason behind that is because when the listing is fresh in the market, right, it is easier to command a higher price because those buyers that were the most excited to see a fresh listing in the market, they would have, through our process, been able to offer higher, right? If it's stagnant already, those excited buyers will have bought other things, so the chances of you hitting record-breaking transaction is not as high, right? So if there's one thing that you should take note of, choose the right team to represent your listing at the start, right? Don't choose convenient options, don't choose cheap options, choose options that have the track record of delivering results, right?
Yes.
So back to you. This particular owner, he reached out to us because we were literally at their door, right? I mean, with our flyers, and they've seen our YouTube videos for years, right? I mean, when you first took out the 4-bedroom listing, right, there's definitely some apprehension. We're not going to expect it to be sold like just like that. Okay, definitely going to be easier than the 1-beders. Yeah. But it's not going to be like sold like that, right? So what were some of the marketing strategies that were employed to make sure that this listing reached its fullest potential? And in terms of the pricing analysis wise, were there anything that was done to ensure that we push at the best price that it could exit the market?
Yeah, I think most importantly it was the owners giving us their trust from the beginning, and understanding that they don't want it to be stuck in the market for too long.
Yeah.
So they also knew that their house is really nice and that the home tour video would help them with their listing.
Yes.
So I actually did a site visit and I saw the home. It was really beautifully done. It was nicely renovated.
Yep.
They had a grand piano in the living room.
Beautiful.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And
Do you know how to play?
Yeah, do re mi, yeah, sure.
I don't know.
I was thinking maybe I should try playing the piano in the home tour video, and then I was like, nah. Yeah, and then I really loved the renovation. It was also a similar facing towards Kent Park, so that was really nice. And the moment I saw the home, I was like, we need to do a home tour video because the first impression, as compared to just a static photo versus a home tour video, is completely different. So the owner also understood and they also wanted the home tour video to be done.
Yeah.
So when we took up the listing, we proposed a marketing package that also included the home tour video.
And they were receptive to it.
Yeah. And also because there were a lot of other 4-bedroom listings in the market.
Yeah.
So doing a home tour video will help you to stand out as compared to these other listings.
Yeah,
because
and when I saw the reel, it was really, really nice.
It was a very nice
Yeah,
one.
it looks like a show flat. I thought it was a 3D render done by the team, but it's not.
It was really like a show flat.
Yeah, it was really a show flat.
Yeah, because the thing is, sometimes renovations, when owners have their own renovations done, it may not be suitable for most of the mass buyers.
Yes.
And they will have their own taste to the renovation. But in this case, this house the renovation done was something that a lot of buyers loved.
Yeah.
Even myself. So this was why I believe that the home tour video will help. Plus, because there are other listings on the market. Plus, there's also another listing that's on the higher floor.
Yeah.
Like top penthouse, double volume ceiling that was selling at the same price.
Wow.
So we had to...
So we got to get it straight here, right? Honestly, if I'm a buyer and I see just based on a pricing perspective, not from how beautiful the home is or how well the home is marketed, I would definitely buy the penthouse with double volume ceiling at the same price.
Yes.
But yet we sold it before the penthouse at a top price. You guys got it right. Is that you guys got it right? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So when we first launched the video, we actually told our videographer to expedite it because we wanted to sell it ASAP. We don't want it to be taken. We don't want the editing to take too long.
Yeah.
So that we also don't miss out on buyers who are looking at Normanton Park.
It.
And we expedited it 1.5 weeks. We launched it. And we also had the viewings on that same week.
Yeah.
So we launched it in the mid of the week, before the weekend.
Yes.
Because we knew that if you launch it on the weekend, then it has to wait for next weekend.
Yeah.
So we launched in the middle of the week and we pushed out for buyers. We also had our internal co-broke who had a buyer who was looking at this area.
From our team.
Yes, from our team.
Yes.
So we sent this video over to our internal co-broke agent and he sent it to the buyer. The buyer fell in love without even coming for the viewing.
Because they saw the video and they saw the photos and they saw how nice, how beautiful the unit was.
Yes, so they fell in love with the place from the home tour video.
Yeah.
And they were like, did you see the home tour video? It's so nice.
Yeah.
So the moment they came for the viewing, they already knew that they love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just about how much they need or how much they feel like it's a good buy for this place.
Yeah.
So that's where the analysis of the unit comes in with the information kit on how much is a good value for this place. Because other listings are listing at about 2.88, 2.9, 2.95.
Yeah.
Ours was listed at 2.99 million at that time.
Wow, highest price.
It wasn't the highest price. I mean, we had other listings that were listing about 3 million plus.
Yeah.
But you know that those are owners who are trying to just test the price.
A bit unrealistic in pricing lah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we were trying to list it sensitively such that we are still getting buyers.
Yeah.
And buyers are still feeling that it's still close to what I'm looking for. It's not too far apart where I can still negotiate.
Yeah. So that was the psyche behind analysing what the future buyer that will appreciate something like this would think.
Yeah.
And then that pricing, that sensitivity in pricing would then allow us to be able to push the price a little bit more so that we can hit the record-breaking transaction, right? I think this is something that we have always talked about for owners, right? Especially when sellers are in the picture, right? There's always three kinds of pricing. I think this is something that you guys understand. The top price is always what sellers want to sell. Like for me, I want to sell my unit now. The valuation is like 4.7, I'll sell at 5, right? So I understand owners want to sell high. Of course, you should sell high, right?
Yep.
And then there is the bank valuation where the seller will want to sell at, ask the banker to say match as high as you can. The buyer, if I'm the buyer, I'm buying. I say, can you please match as low as I can so I have room for negotiation?
Yeah.
And then the last one is the buyer's demand pricing, right? And I think a good team falls in place where they are able to get that pricing and be very sensitive as to how much the current demand will pay and how much more will the current demand pay. That's where you pay. And that's why we always tell owners this. Honestly, you don't pay us commission because it's the buyers who pay us commission. And even after minusing our commission, you're still earning more than paying our agent $1,000 in commission.
Yes.
Right? And that's the reason why we do get a lot of referrals back for that, right?
Correct.
So I just want to understand a little bit, right? I think this is the key as to what people want to know. Why is our unit sold, but not the penthouse is double bottom ceiling? Why? Come on, man. Like, why? Yeah.
Yes, of course, whenever we launch a listing, we always try to understand what are some of the other listings in the market. And we knew that there was another listing on top that was selling at about 3 million, about the same asking price as ours, even though it's a double volume ceiling. Top floor penthouse, you could see like the sea view.
Yeah.
But we had to identify the USP of our unit.
Yes.
We couldn't tell the buyer like, yeah, there's another listing on top asking at the same price. So the USP of our unit was that it's on a floor level such that you get to enjoy the Kent Park while you also get to enjoy the sea view.
Yeah.
So you get the best of both worlds.
Yes.
As compared to you buying a unit on top floor,
Yeah.
it can be really hot.
Yeah.
You may potentially face water leakage.
Yeah.
And you don't really get to have the Kent Park view right in front of you because you are too high up.
Yeah.
So you only get the sea view.
Yeah.
So this is the USP of our unit where you get both.
Yeah.
Sea view plus the Kent Park.
Yeah.
So that alone was enough to get the buyer convinced on why this unit as compared to the one on top.
Yeah.
Plus the renovation that's already done that they fell in love with.
Yeah, and I think that is a team that has done its homework, a team that knows and is convicted with the listing that they sell, and don't just see the price and just say, owner, just reduce your price. I mean, it's easy, right? If I'm an agent and I'm not someone who has done a homework, I have no experience, I don't trust in marketing, I trust that my services are cheap. What will happen is I'll tell the owner, hello, Mr. Owner, upstairs selling at 2.99. You want to sell at 2.99 for a penthouse, for a non-penthouse unit? There's full sea view, Ours, we still have a bit of a garden. But when we flip the script and we change the narrative, because when we are at JNA Real Estate, we believe that the moment we take out a listing, we just got to represent the seller's best interest, right? And whatever that we said, there is no lying.
Yes.
Because we didn't tell lies, like to the buyer, oh no, problems. We're sharing truth that will allow these buyers to appreciate the unit a little bit more. Yeah. And true enough, I will not be someone who will buy a full sea view unit because at night, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. And I know that, if there's a water heater at the top, I'm super sensitive. In my office, right, it's always 18 degrees. Like, I can't stand heat, right? So that's true. Dissecting the value of the property and selling at a price that is more expensive than a penthouse.
Yes.
I think that's beautiful, right? So maybe you can share with us a little bit. When we got the listing live, we know that there's this internal co-broke that happened, right? How many inquiries did we get? Or did this buyer just come and say, let me buy it, don't wait for inquiries? How was it like?
Yeah, so before we launched, we actually blasted our internal co-broke that, hey, we have this listing.
Because we knew that there was a buyer that's interested in it somewhere.
Then after that, we had the video that was coming up. I said, but wait for the home tour video before you share with your buyer because the feeling that the buyer's going to have when they see the video versus just a photo is going to be different.
It's different.
Yeah, so when we launched the video, we sent it to the co-broke and we also sent it to co-brokes who were listing Normanton Park listings in the area. Yeah. So that when they have buyers who's looking for Normanton Park, they can
pay the highest price. Yeah.
So for that week, we only did a viewing for one weekend and we already got it sold. So we had 4 groups of buyers who were keen and we did a viewing for these 4 groups on just one day, just that one weekend. And they all came back to back. So they all saw each other. Yeah. And of these 4, 2 of them made an offer.
Wow.
Yeah, so 2 offers in from that first weekend. Sometimes some owners are going to think, hey, I have so many viewers from this one weekend. Maybe I should wait for another week or for another next 1 month. Maybe I can potentially get a higher offer. But the good thing is that this owner really trusted us and they knew that the first month or the first week is always the most important. And that's when you really get the best and the highest offer.
Yeah, and when buyers are heated, they don't want to lose this after 1 week, they are going to offer high. And I think that kind of closed bidding come open house is what owners sometimes misunderstand as there's a lot of demand for the unit, right? But actually realizing that we actually filtered all marketing efforts to that particular day.
Yeah, so that one weekend was really important. And I told myself that I'm going to close it this weekend. Yeah. Because if it's not this weekend, it's going to be a different type of buyers coming in.
When was that? Which month was that?
It was in January before Chinese New Year.
After CNY is going to be, yeah.
Yes. So we closed it that weekend, and we had two offers in.
Yeah.
One came in at about 2.9 million.
Yeah.
And it was with the 2 months free extension.
Yeah.
And then we had another offer that came in slightly higher, but the extension was about only 2 months.
Yeah.
We negotiated with the owner,
Yeah.
and we managed to push for a much longer extension that was free,
Love
so
it.
that the owners can actually buy the next place without having to rent in between.
Yeah, and that is holistic planning for the owner as well, right? So we got the top price, we still got a 3-month rental free for the owners. That's
Yes,
amazing.
actually the challenge is that the valuation that we have been getting from the banks are all around the 2.85 to 2.8 million price range, because the last transactions were all around the 2.85 million price range.
So it's fair for a buyer or agent to take it up saying that let's sell at 2.85,
Yes,
but we sold it at 2.9.
2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think after selling so many listings at top prices, what do you think is one of the most important thing that sellers should note when either choosing a team or when selling a unit?
I think it's about choosing a team who really truly understands the value of a place, not just based on the valuation of your home,
Yeah.
but understanding based on surrounding transactions, how can we actually position this unit in the best position compared to the surrounding listings because of the unit's USP,
Yeah.
the location, and the surrounding prices.
Yes.
The reason why the buyer was okay to pay at this price, even though it's about 70K above the last transactions, was because we actually showed surrounding transactions, for example, like Clavon.
Yeah.
It's already transacting at 3 million for
Yeah.
a 4-bedroom.
Yeah.
And 4-bedroom in Clavon, you are looking at something that is in the OCR region.
Yeah.
As compared to Normanton Park, it actually falls under RCR.
Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't have MRT nearby, but for people buying this price range, they all drive.
Yeah.
So being near the MRT is not really the number one factor that they look at.
Yep.
So this is where we actually show the value of Normanton Park
Yep.
to these buyers compared to, we have listings in Clavon that's also asking about the same price
Yeah.
when it's all the way in the west,
Yeah.
much further from central area, and it falls under OCR.
Yeah.
So this is the value that gives the buyers the assurance that yes, okay, I may be paying above valuation, but I still feel good paying this price because I know that I'm buying something of value.
That's right. So what I'm hearing is to be able to find a team that believes in your home.
Yes.
To be able to find a team that knows how to market the specific USP of your home.
Yeah.
And also to be able to identify the heterogeneous value of that particular unit so that people don't just see that, okay, everything is about price, right? And I'm just thinking about it. If let's say the bank valuation is at 2.85 million, right? And the owner sold it at 70K above the bank valuation. And I mean their valuation at 2.8, 2.85. So it's about 70K to $120,000 more. That covers the commission times 2 and times 3.
Yeah.
So I
Plus
think we
a
should
free
run
3 months extension.
and a free 3 months extension. We save the owners like maybe close to
20K.
$20,000, right? So if you want to find a team with 0 commission for sale, you can always call us.
Suddenly we open up a zero commission
$0
fee.
only. Okay, and we
You
will
will be the one selling.
and we will never reach there because we know our value and we understand how we have been constantly commanding top prices at quickest time. I can't imagine if one day, top price, and there are still 4-bedroom listings that are sold for months that are in the listing. So if seller's perspective is that all agents are the same, I think we have to find a reason why then is our team able to sell at one day with so many competition at a price that's higher than what the penthouse is asking for, right? So if you are a Normanton Park owner, 4-bedroom, stuck, 3-bedroom, stuck, 5-bedroom, stuck, we have done the record transactions for all of this, reach out, scan the QR code here, contact us, and just have a non-obligatory consultation on what we can do for you. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And the reason behind that is because I think after being in this industry for 8 years, so after doing like more than 2,000 over transactions, right, I feel that there is really an equation to constantly hit the sweet spot in getting the price, the best price for the owner and getting the fastest time for the owner. And I think that this is something that a lot of agents downplay because they don't spend the time and effort to analyze what is going right and what's going wrong. Because I come for agents, right? You have so much time, you have to go and find customers, you have to close fast, you have to bring the bread home. But that's the beauty of working together as a team and together as a JNA sales force, right? Where we come together with different expertise, buy side, sell side, leasing side, capital market side, investment side, to come together and just say, hey, let's work together as a team to ensure success for the owners. Which after running this sales team for more than 3 years, I think I can proudly tell you that we know the equation to sell homes and invest profitably in the market, right? So if you're interested in our services, you can just scan the QR code over here. If you're not interested, it's okay. You can scan the QR code and talk to us and we let us make you interested. I'm not sure why you will not be interested, to be really honest, but you can scan the QR code and we are more than happy to chat with you guys on how to sell a home at the best price or even how to invest profitably in the market. Yeah?
Yes. Fresh, non-fresh listings, scan the QR code.
Correct. Fresh, non-fresh, half half room
Half
listing,
fresh.
half fresh listing, please scan the QR code, right? Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Locked It. And we just hope that this has inspired you to at least take action in selling your home at the best price, right? Rather than choosing a cheaper option, right? My name is Jarvis.
My name is Jerralyn.
And we'll see you guys for the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.